I'm trying to understand. W, D, and left mouse. I mean, for me, W and D is kind of run off to the right, not run in a circle. But, I mean, I can hold the left mouse button and move it freely, if that's what you mean. There is an option for... use free camera? This prevents the camera from locking behind your character. This might be related to what you want. Maybe? Let's see. Where was I? Here we go. $123. Okay. Alright, let's do Hearty. Rifle barrel is 3 bronze. We already did pistol, longbow, harpoon. Torch head is 2 bronze. What was the other part of a torch? Torch handle. Or 2 iron, I mean. I misspoke. Not bronze. 124. I need one more something. One more something. Hey. Finally bringing me that, huh? Thank you. He's like sniffing the air. Anna just brought me chicken and rice, and Chip's like... He's licking his lips. Oh my god. He's like, what is that? Why is the air delicious? What's going on? Oh, I didn't make the thing. What was I gonna do? I did torch already. Pistol barrel. Pistol's 3. Rifle's 3. Pistol and rifle take a lot of metal. Maybe short bow? Short bow stave. And a thin string. There we go. 125. Okay. So we got a whole bunch of new iron-plated inscriptions here. When's the new backpack? Oh, wait, I got my backpacks from leatherworking. Never mind. Don't need to worry about that. Alright. Power, vitality. Power, precision. Healing power, power. Condi precision. Precision and power. Power, ferocity. Vitality, toughness. There we go. Alright. 2 of these. And... longbow stave. Harpoon. Rifle stock. Thin string. Wait, did I not make the... Oh, I just made the dowels. That's why. How many levels did I just jump? Did I just go from like 125 to 133? That was 3 more. Good lord. Okay. Alright. Oh god, where did it go? Alright, that's our... Nope, not that. Level 35 bow. There we go. Oh, that's a big damage jump. 262 base to 318. And then 313. Okay, and that's a big harpoon gun jump too. Okay. Why is my mask not showing up? Oh, it's because I had an underwater weapon selected. That's why. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. Clean the bag. Bless you. Thank you. Okay. All right. We are down to a gold. And we've done a lot. Let's go replenish our, salvage kits. Muck, there's a new blog post. Oh yeah? Do you have a link to it? I can take a look at it. If I think it's got some meat to it, I can read it. Oh shoot, that is the wrong one. Dang it. That is the wrong kit. I'm the dumb. That's the one I've been using. Alright. What is it? Wait, what? Improve shadow technology lands in Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity. Huh, okay. Yeah, skimming this, I can't really see what it's about. I'll have to read this in detail in a little bit. Even less frames per second. Have you heard about GeForce Now? GeForce Now lets you play WoW, or lets you play Guild Wars 2 with the new shadow technology without dying. Huh. Hold on, So is that old and that's new? The left is new. Wait, the left is new? But the right one is more detailed. Look at that. Come on, right's gotta be new. Like, look, that's just a blob, and then this one has, like, the details. I feel like right has to be the new one.
Mukluk dance in 39 months, let's go.
Hey Daisuke, thank you. Okay, so, like, this one, look on the bird's chest. You can see, like, more detail on the right one. Right there, you can see detail. The windows. Will it be optional? No. We are going to burn your graphics card to the ground. Yeah, like right there I can see differences. Interesting. Yeah, near the end of the morning stream we can read it in detail. I'll be right back. I think it might have been a piece of bone. Chad, I'm eating chicken and rice. And I think it might have been bone or cartilage or something. I bit into something that was, it was not giving. It was not giving way to my teeth. That bite is much better. Okay. At this point, I think we have upped our damage from foam pool noodle to double foam pool noodle.
Keep the group alive. I'll be right back. I want to stand in the fire.
I think our damage was like 160 base. Now it's 318 base on the weapon. So considerably better. So now, let's see. Were we in Gandharan? Yeah, we were in Gandharan. So now, let's work on finishing this map up. If EverQuest 2 had the dev budget of WoW over the years, it could have evolved into something special. There's a lot of reasons that EverQuest 2 didn't fail. Now, I loved EQ2 while it lasted, but to be fair, it did have a huge budget, right? It was riding on the backs of EverQuest. And they had, EverQuest was a subscription game, and they were getting big money every month from that. But they could have allocated it much better. But like I said, like for example, EverQuest 2 had really high graphics requirements. World of Warcraft could run on a potato. And that made it way more approachable. Level up. Ooh, crafting bag. Nice. See, before this challenge, I never got excited for a crafting bag. But now I'm like, whoa, butter, yeah! Is it my birthday? Would a crafting bag be allowed? Yeah, because I just came across it. You find lots of bags just killing things, so. The main challenge is that I either make it or I break it when it comes to equipment. That's it. So, like, technically I don't have a rule against using the boosters. I've just kind of chosen not to use the boosters so far. Is there something of yours, too, that you think the community greatly underappreciates? Me. No, I'm just kidding. Underappreciates. I mean, anytime something happens, there's always a few people that don't look at the big picture and they're whiny, right? Like, that always happens. They're usually called Redditors. But as far as, like, one thing the community I don't know. I don't have an immediate answer. Muck, are you gonna play the Digimon story Time Stranger? I've never played a Digimon game. I remember the animated show when I was a kid. Never played a Digimon game, though. No server downtime? True. True. Last year, there was, like, one outage that was a few hours long, and they gave out mounts to EU players as an apology. Yeah. Back when I mained WoW, like, every Tuesday, we couldn't play. That's not a thing in this game. Guild Wars never goes down for maintenance. Yeah, on Tuesdays, usually it'll say you are on an older version of the game, restart your game to update. You get to a stopping point, restart, and then you're on you're on the server that has the update after that. Either way, no, I'm going back to the heart to see if it has any recipes. Biggest thing that gets unappreciated is Guild Wars 1. To be fair, like, I like Guild Wars 2, and I'm fine with Guild Wars 1. Like, Guild Wars 1 was a fun game. Guild Wars 2 is like crack cocaine to me. Alright? So I've heard. Like, I think it's very, like, they're very different games. I think it's very easy to like or love one of them and not care about the other. Taproots. What would the gem store boost you with? Wait, what? Oh, if you mean my rule about not using the gem store for this challenge, I don't know. I just put that in there so people didn't think I just like, used a credit card, got a bunch of gold, got a bunch of crafting materials, and then, LOL easy. That was the main reason I added that. Oh, these are trolls, not Ettins. I'm like, why is there red circles? What's the challenge now? We're calling it Craftlocked. I was inspired by a WoW creator to do this. But basically, beat the base game story, never die, and use only crafted things. You think we'll ever get a strike or fractal to remove Zaitan fight? I think the, what is that pool in Eye of the North that lets you, like, relive stuff from the past? I think that's an excellent excuse to be able to redo the Zaitan fight. Kind of like the Caverns of Time in World of Warcraft. Muck, if you could choose a feature from another MMO to be put into Guild Wars 2, what would it be? Regular balance updates for PvP. I don't know which MMO has that, though. Second choice, a trade window? Maybe? Is the challenge making you appreciate the environs of Guild Wars 2 more, given you need to run everywhere? I mean, I played this game 10 years ago, so I ran everywhere the first time. But yeah, it's having me look at the game with a new set of eyes again. Mainly, I think it makes me appreciate materials more. Like this challenge, like finding iron or getting like a crafting bag or killing a bird and getting a poultry meat and be like, oh my god, that's 40 silver. Yeah, like, I'm getting excited for loots that have not gotten me excited in a long time. Gear inspects? We already have that. Well, sort of. Fashion inspect, I guess. They added that in the last year. But no. I don't think gear inspect is very important, but we've got a fashion inspect if that's what you want. Now see, this hill, I'd probably live, but it's dangerous. Like, honestly, I don't know if any of you played, like, games like Diablo or Path of Exile that have seasons. This kind of feels like I'm playing in a new season. And of course, there's a limit. I don't want to restart the game over and over and over and over and over, but sometimes it can be refreshing. Which Elder Dragon do you find the most fun to fight? Aurene. Put her in the ground. No, I'm just complaining. Most fun to fight. I think Kraukatorix was the Kraukatorix end was the most memorable for me. Nope, not going that way. No, sir. That's a nope hole. There we go. Let's see. We save? Hang on a sec. I need to AFK to put my dishes away, chat. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Alright. Makes me wonder if it would be possible for ANET to implement a way to roll a separated character that doesn't have access to your account stuff until a certain point, so you could do something like this that'll make you a whole new account. If there's enough demand for it, maybe. Chat, this mastery point here, wasn't this in like a dragon response mission or something? I feel like I can't get that. It is, yeah. Okay, alright. Penetrating Crichton Warhorn of the Hydromancer. That is a long name. What build are you going for with this challenge? So, I honestly never really planned out a build. The main thing is, like, I picked Asura because among the 5 races, Asura was simply my favorite, and I did not think racial abilities were going to matter. Then, I picked Drake because it was the tankiest of the 3 starting pet options. Then, I picked I picked Ranger before Drake. Obviously, I picked Ranger, but the specific reason I picked Ranger was Lick Wounds. A chance to come back, like one last chance to come back if things are really bad. That was why I picked Ranger. Now, as things started going, I ended up taking Beast Mastery to give the pet bonus stats because I was like, okay, the pet has no scaling with equipment. So if you were using gear, the pet would only be a fraction of your damage. But since my gear is constantly like behind, the bear is actually doing more damage than I am, which I was not expecting that. So then I just went all in on Beast Mastery and then Wilderness Survival just for survival. And that's kind of where we're at right now. But I hadn't planned the build before we started. Tell me your pet is also on the hardcore challenge. If pet dies, you delete it. You know, I had never even thought of that, but there has been a lot of people. They're like, are you doing a Nuzlocke? And I'm like, what? I will say I haven't had my pets die at any point. I had a cat I was using for a while that almost died, but I pet swapped and so it lived. But, like, dude, I have 3k health. The bear has 13. The bear hasn't even gone to, like, 80% health. You can't delete pets? Well, no, it would be a self-imposed restriction. Like, if your pet died, you got a different pet out and you didn't use the first one anymore. That would be what they're implying. The rage. Quaggins suffer from rage. Your father was a crate! Oh, foo, so mean! Oh, dang, he's locked onto me. Okay, there we go. I like how he has a permanent stability. Alright, got the hero point. Do you think yours too will ever have a shape change profession? I feel like Soul Beast should have some components of that. Like, you know, depending on the animal you merge with a Soul Beast, I feel like you should take on some aspects from them. I don't know, like just claws or fangs or like little wings or something. I don't know. But I think that would be cool. I was really surprised that it didn't the first time I played it. Isn't amalgam basically shape change? I think that's not what they mean. I think they mean something with a focus on shapeshifting. Like Norns can shapeshift with the racial abilities, but they're really not useful in most content, and they have a really long cooldown. Iron. My Asura Soul Beast have a pigtail and nose. Look like a little orc. What rules question? Is there any reason not to do this with friends? Do you need to not send each other mats at all for the challenge? Final ask attempt. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't see your previous ask. You're always welcome to re-ask things if I miss it. Okay, so the whole thing for this challenge is we're making up rules and then we're abiding by the rules, right? So you can make up your own rules for the challenge. However, the person that inspired me to do this was a guy on YouTube. I believe his name is Saki Boy. And he did a whole series called Craftlocked on World of Warcraft. Now, he ended up getting a bunch of people into it to the point where they made a guild and we're all playing together. And each of them, they did not trade anything. Each of them, like, they would play together and do dungeons together, but each of them was basically using their character and their own alts to, like, supplement their own gear. They did not trade anything with each other. It was like each of them were taking on the same challenge at the same time. So you could get a group of friends and do this and you're just all doing the challenge, but you don't trade with each other. Or you could just change the rules and say that you are going to trade with each other, whatever you want.